A lot of brothers have a whole lot of shit to say, but they don't come around when it's time to do it. I've been around for a long time. I've heard all kinds of stuff. And ain't no I in the nation. Ain't no I. Either we all come together or it's not going to work. That's what the problem is. It's too many talking about what I'm doing. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I got this going on. I got that going on. And how's that if we want? How's that possible? Brother, sit down and accept things on face value. Come see what's going on, man. I know who the builders know, and the builders know who they are. Everybody trying to give their idea of how they see a thing. How it is. We got to come together, man. We got to start talking French. It's we. You and I can't do it by myself. He can't do it by himself. He can talk it by himself. He can't walk it by himself. When you say you're a nation, that's a group of men who decide to come together for one common cause. And what is that cause? You got to get it together in your mind and see which direction you're going in. It's either going to be right or wrong. Can't be both. The scale ain't going to tip on both. On one side, don't tip on the other. You got to balance. You know what I mean? I done seen a whole lot of things happen in this nation. Brother had an idea. I had an idea about taking the shack that they got out there, clean it out, and make it some kind of situation where you can teach young brothers how to skill carpentry or something like that, so we can go out into the world and produce. If you don't have nobody working with you, it's just an idea. But we don't come together, dog. That's the whole thing. We do not come together, man. We talk it, but we don't walk it. Some of us. Some of us got so much animosity for the next brother, they don't even know what's going on. They don't like the brother. For what reason? You don't even know the brother. You never sat down and deal with him. You never see where the brother was coming from. You never broke bread with him. You never went to his house. You never did nothing. Okay, if you don't drink, that don't stop the next person, because that don't take nothing away from him. I drink occasionally. That don't take nothing away from me. I don't feel that I'm more unfair than you is because you don't. That's just the decision you decided to make. That's your decision. I can't walk in your shoes. I'm a self-created man. You know what I mean? I don't follow nobody. Ain't no father believers here, but if the mindset is right and exactly we all agree, then that's what it is. But if we don't all agree, then that's just your idea. You're either going to take your idea and make it born with something that's alive, or you're going to born something dead. And that's the problem. A lot of brothers born this shit dead. They born nothing alive. The only way we're going to do that, God, like I said, I'm not going to speak indefinitely, but sometimes I feel it's necessary, man. You got to be your own mind. Nobody can be your mind for you. You got to be your own mind. You got to make your own decisions. You got to know what's right and wrong as a grown man. You got to know that as a grown man, you're going to do the same thing you did when you was a child. Bottom line. Nobody makes decisions for you. We come together and it's more of a beautiful thing. That's the only way we're going to make it. Brother get up here on this podium all day long and talk about what they want to do. But it can't get done unless we all come together. Peace. Peace. Hey! 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 That's right. My name is Gordon Larshaw. And I love you. And I know you love me back. Right? I'm not here to talk about nothing else. We're here to talk about all law. Huh? This man took 7 bullets, man. Just going to see his wife. This was no, I mean, I'm going, they took him out because they, like the guard was saying, they understood the idea. Why am I speaking adamantly? Because like my older brothers, I've seen him walk with him. I had the privilege, like a lot of us recently, to hear him on tape and see that. Right? And I said, hey man, look how Almighty God come across, man. It tells you a lot about someone characteristically when you see him just for that few seconds. And I see how a lot, first of all, he calls it 5%. I said, okay, right? He said, my 5% love Lindsay, right? And then I see the way he carried himself. Then that complimented what my older brothers and sisters said. He said, I love my sons who are good and my sons who are bad. Ahmed told me that, man. If there's never a time your brother needs you, it's when he's on his back. Right? But we here. I'm not here to talk blow hot air. See, words of power, they mathematically is than God.
We trying to bore into the minds of each other, man, right, how we can come together and continue to do that. I'm not telling nobody what they need to say, man. But God said we want to see what we have to do is come together. That's what we're doing now. Show what you can to get something to eat. Peace to you, you my brother. Take a plate. I have nothing else to do. I'm glad to see you, God. The eye is round because it gives a well-rounded picture of reality. Just 2 months ago, we didn't have this many number of people in here. Some because of COVID. Feel all man, I just see him coming to fly up. Right? I see him in a minute, but these are barriers sometimes that prevent us from coming in here. But we're here nonetheless to do his job. And what's that, man? To continue to teach and to do what we need to do. And if it's nothing else, God, that God told me an idea, here go an idea. Listen to me very carefully. If I ain't said nothing else, here goes an idea. Yeah, I know we in the parliament. I beat my feet constantly. But here go an idea. Just understand, know the meaning of civilization and perform the duty. Don't be a savage. See, and utilize mathematics. What I mean by that? God said it, even though my brother's trying to, I had to jump over there and woman, but I get it. Wisdom means to be wise. It is the ability to discern when to say a thing and when not to. That's what makes you wise. When God cusses me out sometimes, I have to love from him, but I got it. That wasn't hate, that was love. First Paul told me that. Said the reason why I taught you code, because just like putting food in the freezer, I want that fruit to be preserved in your brain. And I never forgot what the meaning of civilization meant. Let me be quiet, you were lost talking. Let me be quiet. Let me knowledge to wisdom. But wherever I go in this world, as we travel and traverse in this world, let me be the true and living God and other people. If I can't do nothing else. Because that reflects highly on where he lives somewhere else. Oh, I seen your brother in Manhattan. Yeah, he acts just like you, man. Yeah, peace. Not that they frowning. But listen, me say this to you too. And the reason why I'm saying that, because there's no greater. All we got is us. All you got is you. That's all you got. Sitting up here talking about what we ain't got. I got you. That's the school I come from. God, what's your number? Where you from, man? You know what I mean? Come on, man. And just in this room alone, you carpenters and electricians and plumbers and lawyers and real estate developers, streetwise individuals. Allah came to us in the street. He didn't come to the church. Rooftops, barbershops, alleyways, dope dens, home strolls. That's where this truth came. From the street I come, and from that I will return. And the reason I speak of Adam and Eve, because check this one in. You better understand history. And I'm going to conclude, since somebody else speak, because I said that earlier. We won't give each other enough time. So, when the law came, he came in 1964. But in 1964 and 65, the two greatest bills that were passed was the Voting Rights and Civil Rights Act, simultaneously while he's in the street teaching. Which means what? That you couldn't even vote, and nigga, you couldn't even sit in Woolworth in Brooklyn. If I owned it. But he taught the truth, and he taught, listen to this here. During the same time that he taught, no disrespect to anybody else, he didn't teach overthrow the government, hate and kill whites, teach all human family. I know the black man is God and who the white man is, but I went to the white man to get the Urban League Street Academy. Because when they asked him, when they seen his power, see, when he stopped in riots, pictures right there, right in our school, it's look. His young 5% is leading the other people, right? Who was that? Huh? They knew nothing. Who's the original man? They knew who's that man right there? Yo, what you want? I want school for my children. You're the natural landlord. So I'm gonna go back to Africa. This is the knowledge and wisdom of what he taught here to us on Knowledge, Wisdom, God Street. The knowledge and wisdom of God was manifested so we can have 7 ounces of thinking man in our brain so we can live what? Righteously. But more importantly, Allah's aim and theme was go out into the world productively. We're not poor because he's saying you have to think poor. It's the part where we treat the poorly at. You're supposed to live rich. Work like a king and a queen. So what? But the reason I say that, man, because don't you turn your nose up at your brother. Come up here, man, talk about nothing. If you ain't talking about this, that's what Allah did. I have to be. I walk with him each and every day. I got the claim jump. But I know for a fact because he lived through his sons, and his sons taught me. Prince and Ahmed and Orlin, Shaqi, Abizi. Give me a break. You allowed his brother, Rhubarb. Come on, man. That's your brother. Don't talk about him. The shots I said about his brother. But when Rhubarb showed the proof and got himself together like multitudes of people in this nation that took, transformed, and got their life right and utilized mathematics. That's your brother. But what you mean? What can I do for you right now? Get up here and talk about, oh, you ain't nothing because you get high. Negro, please.
Right when I was born.
Yeah, we get it. No question. You the true and living God, he the true and living devil. Oh, the reason why we going through what we going through, because tell us how the devil is made. He microscopically throws this into the atmosphere to create barriers to prevent you from building. You serious? So I wear the mask too, because it's about prevention. But check this one in. I'm glad I got a healthy respect for my enemy, because he made me remember what Cypher and all the Mother Earth said. Take it right back to the root. Bet you understand me now, huh? Bet you eat that eucalyptus plant. Bet you want to know about this and that and whatever. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, you'll break them. Yeah, I didn't make my hand. I ain't talking about nobody. I'm picking my neck too. You small. What you want to say about? Trying to make that soup for me. That's right. Because you understand, he ain't playing with you. So don't you play. He ain't on the corner talking about what's the day Malcolm X. He making it happen. You can't get happy something stupid because I made that happen. Now let me see what you gonna do. You gonna talk to Lars Shamar, talk about, oh, I can't go, we can't go to school. What are we gonna do? Come on, man, you make it happen. We came from corners and streets when it was cold, burning fire in a garbage can, garbage day mathematics. Come on, God, that's the wisdom of now, bro. Yeah, God, that's mathematics. That's right.
Yo,
That's right.
That's my right.
What I'm telling you, the reason I'm bringing that, man, because you have to bring love back here. That's what Lord did. I watched it just a few minutes. I said, damn, look how love, because you know, it was always a thing about how does he come across. But I didn't walk, I didn't have that picture. But when you see how Lord talked. The eye expression, what he really called us. So when people say, Allah in his Bible, say, yeah, I get that. But more importantly, man, Allah had love for us, man. Come on, man. And he empowered us to do the same. Your wisdom has to be equal, so that wisdom also, too. I need to see who you are. Right? Like this song, to this day, Conclusion, 126th Street, and Lenox Avenue. Because a bar called the Corner Social. They got a collage with all these people with these faces. James Baldwin, this one, that one, and they got a picture of Almighty God. When I seen Allah there, I got it right now. Because he's right, because like all the other black great minds, he also was an integral part of black people's progress. Yeah, whoever did that, my crown to you. Right? And so just that picture showed me, damn, there's a lot I need to continue to do. And listen to me, again, to identify, to have a solution, we have to identify a problem. But don't you get up here, breathing highly about, oh, we ain't got this. Look, we ain't did this, and look, no, there you go. We don't got it. God, this is what we can do. Right. This is what we can do, God. Let's come together and do X, Y, Z. Because that's important, man. Ain't no greater love than the love of my brother, man. Come on. I got it cold. Some ladies are country be cold warm. Some ladies rip the change. But yes, because they're God. Right? So I understand that. And understanding means to see, let me back out. Understanding means to see. I learned that you don't really understand something until you can touch, taste, smell, feel, and hear it. And I understand my big, because I'm going now. And you see, oh yeah, I get that. All we got is us, man. All we got is us, man. I can't lose no more time. My words, my actions being, oh, look, yeah, we get it. Yeah, a lot needs to be done to the school. A lot needs to be done over here. No question about that. Come with your criticism. I'm open to that too. Please, I got bombed by the best. So their criticism means little or nothing. No, it does mean something to me. But I'm not moved characteristically by it. But let me conclude, man. Love you, love each other. If you don't know nobody here, get to know him, man. We here, man, to commemorate Almighty God. Right? I'm not telling you guys to necessarily speak in the same vein, right? But we here, but if you are saying, like the God I belong, Malcolm is saying, you want to be equal to him, then you got to love your family, man. Because that's what he did. And with that, I'm going to say, babe.
I'm just as I come along. Thank you, God. I mean, you know, we go the wrong way. I know me and myself, look at him now. He's on fire. You know, I'm so glad to see y'all on this great occasion. Honoring our father, who was the chief cornerstone that the builders rejected in Black history. And God said so in the miracle and found and see the reputation of the father.
Speak up, God.
Oh, excuse me, I ain't sure I don't want to yell. Okay. So anyway, I didn't realize there was a miracle, but the representation of the father teachings has not been recognized in Black history in the civil rights era. Our children are not taught that.
Bring it down the back, bring it down the back.
During this so-called time of recognition of the black man's contribution to civilization. They don't speak on his contributions. And the effects have been so beneficial that it cannot be denied. He didn't ask for nothing, he was given the school. He was given a place to continue his teachings. They tried to bribe him with millions of dollars. We could have been at a big old place. He didn't want that kind of power, he said. His power was the truth. You know, he wanted something for the baby because he said the wealth of any nation is the children. And a lot of us were children then, now we're grown men. You don't see old men building, or young men building, it's old men building. Now it's our turn. But we got to keep in mind, our ideas did what they had to do for their time. Now it's time for the younger generation ideas to do what they have to do for their future. Because a lot of us don't have what it's at for more. But the truth is, they do. Now, brothers talking about, come up here and say what you're doing, because the mathematics is now or then. I recently, with some brothers from another region, Region 4 started God's Earth Arts and Entertainment. The first thing I did was call this brother here. Allah City, I've known for the culture side for years. You know, upstanding member of our society, a legal representative for our nation, and on our board. I didn't know all the board members, but I knew this brother who every year makes sure, in the name of Allah, that he gives what we call God wisdom, because we used to be at God wisdom are in Rochdale Village of Queens, in the desert, talking about the desert history of Little. And the second Saturday of every July, he gives a wonderful, wonderful presentation with food, a live band, games, and just social equality, which everybody in the neighborhood comes from far and wide to make that occasion. I would like to thank the brothers and sisters, if they're sisters, and I said the new Pelon crew, the Office of Cultural Management, you know, for us being here, period. They stepped up because their charter or mission statement is for the brothers and sisters with P now. But while Allah in Mecca is renewing its board, they stepped up. They stepped up. You know, we can give all praise to Allah. They came together and lived as our law and got us this place so we can celebrate today, and we wouldn't be here without their efforts. And I'd like to give them their recognition now. Now, the Gods of the Earth's Arts Entertainment had a trip to Niagara Falls to the Underground Railroad Museum. The brother Saladin curated that, you know. We went there, very nice tour, a history, you know, and then we went to see the falls, and we all died. We stayed at the Holiday Inn overnight, and we came on, I met some people, and then we came on back, you know. They're giving a children's event, date to be announced, and we'd like to go back there and visit that. And take our young, like when I was young, 5%, we went to Bear Mountain. We took the children out of inner cities to the suburbs, and we had a good time. We had allegiances and love for each other that we still hold today, coming together for one common cause, going up that mountain, playing around, some was swimming or whatever. We start singing songs. One thing we don't do now, we got no church now, we don't have no choir, but those songs were very instrumental in our growth and development, and only with the children. And we related, there was no generation gap, but mathematics has no gap. So we all got along. And we continue now, have that love for each other, and but I said, if you don't know somebody, try to get to know them. We all knew each other. We have to do that again. And it was crowded, much more people than this place could hold. And then we knew everybody that came through there, you know? And we visited each other, community. I mean, this guy coming to my community, you know what I'm saying? We built, you know? I was in the community, we stopped the gangs from forming. That was the Timothy's agreement that I had with them. And they gave me, like they gave the father, they gave me the privilege to teach civilization in their community center, and eventually in their park house, gave me a job as the park, gave me the lights so we can have, you know, when the days got short, we still could be out there in the park, and they knew their children were safe. They'd rather have their children be 5%ers than gang members. After being nosy and listening to what we were saying, thinking we was some of the nefarious gang, and they realized, wow, we were like, our children learn this. The 10% are not against you. The black 10% do not think that we have forces against us because they're not going under our teachers. They all want for their children what we want for ours. And education is the key. That's why now it's the foundation. Now, I don't want to be here long. I just want to get that out, you know. And I want everybody to have a good time starting getting this love back. Love is elevation of supreme understanding. We got to realize now that we are at war. And forces are against us. The first casualty of war is the truth. This is what's so important for us to keep teaching and combat the negativity that's creeping into the brain and body. The only way to do that is to learn the lesson is dependent on the 5%. The poor righteous teachers. We teach the poor. We got individually the poor individuals, you know. We have all the people, all kinds of economic situations, but the poor and mentality of the consciousness. This is the days of our law. We must celebrate and continue to celebrate and pat ourselves on the back, those who doing their job and did their job, because it's not easy. They said, white people have a hard time teaching the devil. We have a hard time teaching our children. And I ain't talking about the children in the street, in your own household. A lot of us here got Mars and Earth born to them. They're not here. It ain't an easy job. You know what I'm saying? It's not an easy job. But regardless of that, they can't do us, not to us. We keep teaching regardless of whom or what, because we got the idea, and we know what's real. And so we go toward that idea without no second guesses and no apology for being the citizens of the universe that we are by nature, and teaching that the original man is God, and we're not some low-life niggas. Now I say that word because still the Constitution of the United States, we are considered 3/4 of a person. A nigga was less than a person. And by law, like Malcolm X said, we should go for human rights, not civil rights. Because the human rights got you where you're not equal. And to show and prove that, you have to have permission to vote. If I was a Chinese person and became a U.S. citizen, there's no special law for me to vote. I'm a citizen. I vote. Why do you still have special laws for you to have equality? We don't have this equality, and that's why we got to have special laws. And they've gone through breaking all of the laws. They gave us all kinds of emancipation laws. You know, Jim Crow came, they gave us that. Now they gave us civil rights, and then they gave you a human right and took that 3/5 of a person out. That's right. And until they do that, you're not equal standing by law. Now we know who we are, and so glad. They thought that we would never ever see the light of day as men, let alone a true and living God. Broke their brain cell. They said, what? And that's the secret that some people know when you get to the height. They know that's what they told. They worship us in secrecy. Now the secrets is out. There ain't no more secrets. You know what I mean? There ain't no more light to be given to them. No more water in the branches. Most of them super Almighty God Himself and us. We the holders of this truth now. Everybody's trying to be God. The Muslims are trying to be God. They're Muslim God. That's an oxymoron. God has no religion. He's not a Muslim. But a Muslim could be a 5%. Because at the time of writing, there's 5% Muslims and Muslim sons. But Almighty God, Allah came out with the black man as a true and living God. And we know, I said, the first Council of Wars of Truth. They tried to conceal who the true and living God is. And I'm so glad we had stood up, and we here standing up in the name of our Father. Peace.
Peace. Peace to God.
Peace. Peace, God. All you on the back is talking God. This is the Wisdom God Day. We're going to eat in a few minutes downstairs, but I need y'all to listen to what the gods are building about. This is the only time in almost 2 years that we had the opportunity to come together to love on each other. Let's do that right in exact today. Do the knowledge. Listen to what the gods are building. Peace.
Again, I say peace to the gods. Peace. I also say peace to the earth. To the queens out here. It's beautiful to see y'all out here. I'm here because I want to pay homage to not just the Father, the Justice, and all the founding fathers who helped pave the way to perfection.
Yes, sir.
That's why we're here today. I like to do the knowledge when I come into any room. And one thing I bear mind to and I bear witness to is the fact that there's two sides to this nation. There's also a dark side to this nation. God touched on that. A lot of times I'll come into a room and I hear certain things and it'll rub me the wrong way. But I always balance myself out by acknowledging the fact that where we come from and where we